Hello and welcome to this teaching video. We're going to learn a tune called Driftless Hoedown, which I wrote for students to learn. First I want to thank Judy Hickey and Semso and Semyao in southern Minnesota for putting this together. So this is the first of 3 tunes that you might play in a contest, a fiddle contest. You would play a hoedown, which is what we're going to learn, and you can see the other videos for a waltz and a tune of choice, which is a rag in this case. So here is the first rhythm. We are lifting the bow, and we are letting this hand land very relaxed but firmly and fast enough to create a little bit of a crashing sound. So let's try a G scale with that rhythm. 1, 2, ready, go. And that is a warm-up for what we're about to do. So this is a fun technique we use sometimes to be very rhythmic. Lift the bow, you can hear the first note. The up bow is very quick, and then the down bow is very firm sounding. There's no other way to get that sound except to land on the string. In that way, we call it from the air. That's a unique sound that has a really cool attack, and it's a little bit different than attacking from the string. So the beginning of the piece is going to sound like this, and then I'll take you through the notes. So it starts on a G, an A, a B. Let's do that together. 1, 2, ready, go. And here's the next phrase, beginning on a B. So an up bow slur, B and an A. And then we add a G. Let's do that together. Ready, go. One more time. Ready, go. Now we're going to add an A and a B. Ready, go. Now we're going to add a G, an A, and a G. Which is actually how the second phrase will end, but this first phrase adds a D. So the whole ending here is add the D. Ready, go. From B, ready, go. Then you repeat. G, A, and B. Then you end the phrase without the D. So the whole part would sound like this. You can hear how rhythmic it is with the lifting, and this is a little bit of a syncopation, which is a very typical sounding little ending we hear in lots of pieces. We at least hear that rhythm, if not those notes. So let's try everything you know from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. Now we will go to the B part, and this is a little bit of a contrast because we are now not lifting, and if you can add a G string drone to the E we're going to play, so it sounds like this. You're back to the beginning. So we'll go through that step by step. The beginning is an E, two E's actually. A G, a D, and an E. So let's try that together. Ready, go. And now we'll add a G, a B, and an A, and a B. Ready, go. Now we'll add a G and a D. So the first two measures of this B part, we always call it A and B part. The first two measures are now that's a lot of notes, but let's go through it slowly. Slower than I just did. 1, 2, ready, go. And now let's do the next part. That is an A quickly going to a B, so we call that a grace note. While droning the D string. Drones are something you'll hear a lot in fiddle tunes to make it a little fatter. Sometimes I think in the past, a long time ago, when people were coming west and they couldn't bring big instruments with them, from what I've heard, they couldn't bring a piano, they could bring fiddles. So sometimes all they had was a fiddle. And in order to make it sound more full, you can add some drones to a solo fiddle. So that is an A and a B. We'll do another B. Then a B, A, G. Let's try that phrase. Ready, from the A grace note to the B. Ready, go. One more time. Ready, go. And now we have a bunch of notes coming up. Now we add. So we're playing around B, A, G, and D again. Most of this melody is around those notes. So the new notes are B, A, G, B. Let's do that much. Ready, go. B, now we'll add A, G, D, G. And you put it all together, it sounds like this. Let's try that together. Ready, from G. Now let's add that with what comes before, the A grace note to the B. It sounds like this. Now you might want to practice these phrases individually to memorize them. So you may want to pause and work on a phrase until you have it memorized. I don't want to repeat it too many times here. But when we put it together, let's try all of what I just played together. Ready, go. A. Now we've learned almost half the B part, and it has a little bit of repeat coming back. So from the beginning of B part, listen. up until that last note, we had a bit of a repeat. Now we have a little ending to learn. So let's go through that. And by the way, I wanted to mention what you should do bowing-wise. In this spot, you have a single down bow, and then up bow slur, which lasts for 3 times as long as the down bow. So we have to basically go 3 times as fast on the down bow, fast on the down bow, 3 times as fast, and then slower, rebounding in the up bow direction. So you have to go slow and then fast. And what that does is it makes the down bow jump out. You can hear how rhythmic that is, so the slurs are very important here. So start from measure 9. If you're looking at the music, it's measure 9, which is the B part. 1, 2, ready, go. Next, and now we need to learn the ending. The ending goes like this. Of course, you can leave out any of the double stops you want to and just play the higher note at first. So you would just play an A here. But most people probably can play D and A together. That's pretty easy. Any other double stops you hear, you could leave out. So we have 2 A's and D's, then a single A and a single D. So that measure sounds like. Let's try that together. Ready, go. And what comes next is more G's, A's, and B's. And there I'm adding a double step, which you could leave out and just play the B. So it's G, A, B, G, A, G, B. Let's do that together. Ready, go. G, A, B, G, A, G, B. Now we have a last measure. Open strings again. It's an open B, A, G, E. And then you're back to repeating the beginning and you're on an up bow. So that last measure was. Let's try that. Ready, go. A, B, A, G, E. Let's do the last phrase, which sounds like this. It's a little bit twisty. It's kind of on purpose. I actually wrote this melody in order to include all the things I wanted to teach, the lifting and some syncopation and bowings and different things like that. And what I did at the end is added an extra measure. So normally these tunes are 8-bar sections that repeat, so 8 bars in the A part twice, 8 bars in the B part twice. And what I did here is 9 bars. So they call that a crooked tune instead of, I guess, an 8-bar tune would be a straight tune, although they don't use that term. But a crooked tune is anything that's not exactly 8 bars. It has a little something extra, which you can think of as a surprise. So this last phrase, there's a little bit of surprise. You can tell you're coming to the end of the tune, and where is it going to be? So it kind of plays some tricks on you. It may be harder to memorize because of that, but I think when you get it, you'll see how much fun it is. So now we can put most of it together. I want to put the second half of the B part together, then we'll see, then we'll do more. So here is, this would be measure 13, but it's the second half of B part from the E, you can do a grace note before it, E, a D grace note to an E. Ready, go. You notice on the lifts, I should point out, you want to come to the frog to land. So you'll play this quick up bow. You'll use the time of lifting to also travel all the way to the frog, so you land at the frog, which is where the bow is not going to flap around and skitter around on the string when you land. So let's do that whole second half of B one more time now that you've heard it. That was a lot to put together, so let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I ended up doing an extra little lift there at the end, which is an option. You don't have to do that. Now let's go back to and review the A part, then we'll put it together with the B. Reviewing A, listen once and then we'll play it. Let's do that together. Now I've added some extra double stops that you can leave out. 1, 2, ready, on G. First note G. Ready, go. Let's review the B part. It starts with an E, and now we're not lifting. Let's play that first half of the B part. 1, 2, ready, slower. Now if this is falling apart, just go back and review that phrase when I broke it down. And the last half of B is this. Now, a good thing to do for memorizing is to break it into groups. So the first group might be you could memorize that, and then and you could work on that till it's memorized. The first one comes back exactly the same, then you could memorize the last 3 measures together. So you want to play those until they're really sticking in your mind. When you're ready to do the whole thing, now we will try it. So we will start from the beginning. We'll play the whole thing twice through, and that's the tune. Remember, you can find sheet music on the website, that's my website, zackkline.com. You can get the sheet music to help you if that helps you to have the visual. And you can hear it on the separate video along with the music, which is also posted. That's the play-along version, and there's also some backup, which I will explain for the last thing. So let's do the beginning, starting there, going through the whole piece twice. 1, 2, ready, go. So there you go. The last thing I want to explain is a little bit about the backup part. So we will do that in case you want to play the backup from the play along video. We have part 2. Part 2 just has ringing notes at the beginning. That's pretty easy. You just take your bow off quickly off of the down bows. In the B section, it starts to play chords which are more involved. So it's a G, an E, and a C. And that is, you can hold those notes down the whole time. We play those 2 measures, and you play a rhythm like this. And so this is a fun accompaniment technique, especially if there's no other instruments to play chords and you just have violins playing. You can fill out the sound by playing 3-note chords. Now you notice what I'm doing to help it sound even more rhythmic is I'm putting my bow down on the beat when I don't play. It's written as a rest, but I'm going. And it might even make a little sound, which is similar to a chunky chop technique, which is more advanced, but that would help you get used to making a little sound by placing the bow on the string on a down bow. So those are the techniques in part 2. Part 3, you play syncopated 8th notes, and part 3 doesn't come in until the second time through everything to fatten it up. So part 3 is playing. And the similar playing through the end. So that is a short, sticky sounding bow. It's just heavy enough to sound nice and rhythmic with accents, and I wrote them as staccatos because they're really not accents like you sometimes do where you just play the note louder. It's more of an attack. So I just wrote staccato because there's no way to stop completely between those notes. So if you try to play it staccato, you'll probably get the right sound. You can hear how much bite we want to try to learn how to get in the string. And the more of that you have, the more exciting and rhythmic it is. So thanks for learning this tune today, and you can find more information at zackkline.com, and thanks for watching.